Look, for several hours now I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and severity around the topic, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. For the last 4 years, this tweet from Slasher has been living rent-free in the minds of Dr. Disrespect's fanbase. But after 4 years, we finally have some sort of explanation on why Dr. Disrespect might have gotten banned, despite being in the middle of an exclusivity contract with Twitch. We find this out when ex-Twitch employee Cody Connors tweets out, he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that could be read in plain text. Case closed, gang. No one made the wrong decision. Fuck him and his boys. Shads responds by saying, "This is one hell of a statement. I hope receipts are brought forward. If this is true, then there are a lot of heads that need to roll. If this isn't, then you just destroyed your credibility forever." Hooks says, "We need sources and more information. Like who?" Madame Savvy responds by saying, "Is there any way this can be verified? It's been years since it happened, and it is a little concerning Twitch wouldn't make a statement like this, because if it was the case, wouldn't you want to protect other people and let them know? Or is it because of the contracts around privacy? Were the DMs ever given to law enforcement? Was a report ever filed? There is a pattern of behavior that doesn't make it surprising he was sexting, but bringing a minor into it makes it hella concerning." Wacky Jackie 101 says, "Imagine just accepting this as facts with zero evidence. Applying critical thinking is hard, but let's try. What is the motive of Cody here? Where is the evidence to corroborate this allegation? Without data, you are just a person with an opinion. I'm not going to take a tweet like this as factual with zero corroborating evidence, when the consequence is literally ruining another person's career/life. But internet will do what internet does." CBAD says, "Hey Doc, I heard you like him young." Odashira says, "You can't just say this with no evidence posted." Bebop quote tweets Cody with this TikTok and the caption, "This video is always perfect for when content creator predators get exposed."
Bro, Jeff, I can't believe you did it. All your blood, your sweat, your tears, your hard work, the sleepless nights of grinding content creation, and you finally blew up. You're finally making a difference for your loved ones and those around you, man. How does that feel? Not gonna lie, I am deeply in love with kids. Is this nigga serious?
Scootish quote tweets Cody with this image of Drake and Dr. Disrespect grasping hands in agreeance over a minor. Slushy shares this gif with the caption, "Dr. Disrespect when he sees his wife. He prefers other women and children." Deeks quote tweets Cody and says, "A random Saturday in 2024. Nobody. Cody to Dr. Disrespect.
I heard that you a pedophile, you touch little boys and girls."
Icarus Bath quote tweets Cody and says, "I mean, Dan Can't Stream already leaked this forever ago. Keep up, people."
Or over 2-decade-long career.
Please,
Surely
tell us.
my word
Well,
counts.
Dan,
It's been a long time.
Please tell us.
Yeah, it's been a long
It's so
time.
long that the person involved is probably okay now.
Yeah. My memory is really bad because this was like 2 years ago, and I was in Outpost buying a minicopter, and I remember someone saying Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch because he was messaging underage girls on Twitch.
Why he said that?
Wait, what?
That's not it.
We're about to learn all about the DMCA
What
process
the
now.
That's what I'm saying. What I heard in Rust.
Did he say that? Why did he say that?
He must have heard it.
Am I not allowed to say what I heard in Rust?
Dan, that's insane.
His crew
what
on
you just
Rust
said.
is
That's
wild.
insane. If I'm the doc, I'm suing you right now.
I would actually sue you.
Well,
Puns and Buns says, "Doc was more worried about pronouns in bio than age in bio, I guess." Neb's Good Takes quote tweets Cody and says, "Yet another transphobe who wants to protect kids that turns out to be a pedophile." They then share 2 tweets. This first one is of Dr. Disrespect quote tweeting someone called Thana, who said, "Dr. Disrespect was rejected a Starfield sponsorship due to his recent transphobia, and he got triggered on stream because the head of Bethesda Publishing has pronouns in his bio. These guys wouldn't survive Modern Warfare 2 lobbies if pronouns trigger them." Dr. Disrespect responded by saying, "Some of these poor young people are just depressed, no life experience, and completely misdirected by the internet. Look at my words being taken out of context here. Their insecurities are obvious. Politics should stay out of the video game industry entirely, along with people like this." And then the second Dr. Disrespect tweet they show is him saying, "Activision pushing water bongs, marijuana, get high levels, drugs, and $100 camos on gamers. but they removed Nick Merck's skin for him saying, "Leave the kids alone." Activision is ran by a bunch of idiots. Biggest suit and tie phonies in the industry. OmniXRP quote tweets Cody and says, "I hope Dr. Disrespect sues the fuck out of you." Jake Lucky quote tweets Cody and says, "A former Twitch employee has come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect's permanent Twitch ban being for sexting a minor in the previous Twitch Whispers product." Dr. Disrespect then comments on these allegations for the first time in response to Jake Lucky's tweet by saying, "Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract." Connor Eats Pants responds by saying, "No wrongdoing was acknowledged. This motherfucker did that shit." Radstad says, "I feel like it's way easier to just say, none of this is true actually. Like genuinely, why are you tiptoeing around legal jargon to make a statement this meaningless?" Ethan Price says, "I'm gonna need a stronger statement than that after the allegations." Commander Carl says, "I don't think you were doing yourself any favors with this response, lol." Ciara says, "No wrongdoing got paid by the way is crazy." Big Mike says, "So you did leave the kids alone, right?" Miller Ross says, "They are calling you Dr. Diddle's kids. I don't know if you saw that." Travel Danielle says, "No wrongdoing was acknowledged. Does not mean no wrongdoing occurred." Sinozik says, "Dr. Drake respect." Big Boss quote tweets Dr. Disrespect with the picture of him in front of lines from Drake the Heart Part 6 that say, "If I was fucking young girls, I'd promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for this shit you just suggested." Booyah quote tweets Dr. Disrespect and says, "No wrongdoing was acknowledged is a way for parties to resolve disputes without admitting liability or fault, preserving your legal and reputational standing." Yeah, I'm believing the allegations now, laughing my ass off. This was a horrible response. Epos Vox says, "Holy fucking shit. This is basically first party confirmation. He's not saying he didn't do the thing. He's saying Twitch admitted fault for breaking contract, which they did, and paid him. They broke it over good morals. He only cares about the money." Just to be clear, if you stand accused of engaging in affairs with a minor, and you didn't, the first and only statement you give in your initial response is to say, without a doubt, you didn't do it. Anyone who does otherwise is guilty virtually every time. I don't know how you can possibly see the accusations and see a response of, "Come on man, I got paid my whole contract," and think anything other than he's guilty. Holy fuck, some of y'all are blowing my low expectations of humanity out of the water. Block, 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 block. Liv quote tweets Dr. Disrespect and says, "Dr. Disrespect, this is your lawyer speaking. I am advising you to keep posting." Jay Aubrey responds to Dr. Disrespect by saying, "What the fuck kind of response is this?" Chris Raygun quote tweets Dr. Disrespect with this image of Patrick saying, "Wee woo, wee woo." After all of this, Dr. Disrespect tweets out another response where he says, "Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All of this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid." Elden Ring Monday. Ghost Salsa responds, "Crazy how shit used to be innocent until proven guilty, but now it's guilty until proven innocent." The Quartering responds with this gif in the caption, "Anyone who believed the claims." Spicy Chicken says, "I stand with Doc." Mike McCarthy says, "Defamations lawsuits coming?" Bearded Gamer says, "We got you, Doc. Some nerd on his way out at Twitch just needed something to put in his useless resume in hopes he can get enough clout that Burger King will interview him. Poor Cody." Vyth then quote tweets Dr. Disrespect with the picture of a guy holding up a sign saying, "I'm not a pedophile." Denims quote tweets Dr. Disrespect and says, "Interesting that no wrongdoing was found, yet you received a lifetime ban from Twitch." Casey Tron says, "All the people asking for evidence are coping so hard. If you think Twitch banned one of their top streamers for no reason with no evidence of his wrongdoings, you are a moron. Leave it to the gamer bros always yapping about protecting children to defend a pedophile. I cannot believe all the defense running from other disgusting men. Actually, I can. The hypocrisy of it all is truly remarkable. Holy fuck. I hate this incel-infested industry so fucking much." Tattle Turtle responds, "Where's the evidence, you pedophile? You were calling me a pedophile with zero evidence, while defending a man from pedophilia accusations, who's had multiple substantive claims made about him." Remy responds, "Shit, like 40 people called you a pedophile. Has to be true at this point." Endure responds to Casey Tron by saying, "The evidence is Twitch not reporting it to the police. It's literally illegal for them not to if it happened. Also, they agreed to settle, so they are colluding in keeping it quiet if it happened. Doc sued them fully knowing what would come out in discovery." Casey Tron responds, "How do you know that it wasn't reported to the police? Like, you are operating off the assumption that the public knows everything about an extremely private case with multiple lawyers involved to protect the reputation of both parties." Comment Cop shares the interaction between Turtle and Casey where Turtle called her a pedo and captions it by saying, "Accusations are evidence. Gets accused. You are accusing me with no evidence?" Nicholas Diorio responds, "God, she is so brain dead, laughing my ass off." Moozone says, "Twitch was banning people for being right-wing or off-platform things in 2019 and 2020. I'm gonna hold out for solid evidence." Brandon shares this tweet from Dr. Disrespect's friend Nick Merckx, where he said, "They should leave little children alone. That's the real issue." Brandon then comments on this by saying, "Nick Merckx, my man, are you gonna tell your good friend to leave little children alone?" Hit responds by saying, "Are you actually coming at someone for saying kids should be left alone? What is the point of this?" Brandon responds, "His thought process actually contributes to child deaths." Nick Merckx then responds to everything in this Twitter video.
Yo, checking in. Look, I opened Twitter. Bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hey, they, fucking, I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay? But the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit. Have a nice day.
Schmuck responds by saying, "I just realized bro doesn't have a neck." Son Broku says, "He really thought he ate with that helicopter line." Dark Cobra says, "You didn't need proof that kids were being transified or turned gay on a large scale, so why need proof on Doc? Different standards for people not on your side?" Coyote Jack says, "Doc left Twitch 4 years ago. If these accusations are true, it would have came out long before now. I'm sorry, but some unknown person on Twitter better bring receipts if they are gonna be making an accusation like that. Until receipts come out, Doc is innocent." Osh quote tweets Nick Merckx and says, "Best friend gets accused of something serious. Makes fun of people with pronouns. Everyone. Attack helicopter joke in Big 2024. Says, keep the kids out of your shit. In the same breath as defending someone accused of being a pedo. You might be the dumbest fucking human alive." Frost Prime quote tweets Nick Merckx and says, "Defends pedos on Kick that he works for. Defends pedo friend. Wants to protect kids from trans people. Bozonomics master's degree." Pilgrim quote tweets Nick Merckx and says, "Here's what you would look like if you were black or Chinese." Casey Tron responds to Nick Merckx by saying, "Since Nick Merckx has so many blocked, here's this video he posted in regards to Dr. Disrespect. He defends him and demands more evidence. If Twitch banning one of the most popular streamers on the platform out of nowhere isn't enough evidence for you, you are cooked. Hypocrites." Daddy Jake responds, "Protect kids, unless they are from Nick's pedophile friends." Starfish Juniper says, "Nick Merckx, trans people need to leave kids alone." Also Nick Merckx, "I just need more evidence about the specific guy I like. You know?" Biz Sama says, "Attack helicopters. It's been over a decade and they still only have one joke." Tipster quote tweets Casey Tron and says, "Of course this meathead's response had to include transphobic remarks." Tipster also says, "People out here defending Dr. Disrespect while simultaneously parroting anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric ain't even self-reporting at this point. They just outright telling on themselves. Yikes!" And it makes sense for Tipster to say this, as he only likes to defend pedophiles who are in the LGBT community like Vosh. And if you want to learn all about that, you can check out the video on screen right now. But moving on, another Vosh Josh defender Keffels quote tweets Stina's tweet, which we mentioned earlier, of them talking about Dr. Disrespect rejecting a Starfield sponsorship, and responds to it by saying, Dr. Disrespect really said, having sex with children is fine, but I draw the line at pronouns. Psycho Cut responds to Keffels by saying, crazy that the guy who streamed a public restroom with children in it turned out to be a pedophile. Keffels responds, many such cases. Technically, Chris responds to her by saying, coming from the grooming champion, get off the internet, showing an old tweet from Keffels where she says, to all TERFs who might read this, I have assisted at least a dozen minors get on hormone replacement therapy, cope and seethe. Keffels quote tweets them and says, thank you for posting my W's. So evil of me to have once assisted teenagers setting up appointments with a local endocrinologist because their parents didn't support them. Truly depraved. Tipster responds, you mean you didn't actually make homebrew HRT in your bathtub and then sell it to children like some sort of meth peddling drug dealer? Damn. Chris the Narc responds to Keffels' tweets by saying, hey dumb bitch, before you and Tipster start writing checks your mouths can't cash, remember this clearly. You sponsored a website to provide non-FDA/doctor approved drugs to children, and you both said you don't want to get involved in drama anymore. There is no direct evidence of Doc doing anything with a minor. That has been made public. Unlike Keffels, who has a documented history of what I stated above, they have zero right to talk. Sensitive Society responds by saying, Tipster and Keffels should stop tweeting so much and go to the gym instead. Chris the Narc responds, if they serve Jack in the Box and a gram of coke, then they will go. Dojangles says, the ignore it and it'll go away route from her is really fascinating. Ava Chris Tyson shares this clip from the Nick Merckx video and says, me every time I post on Twitter /POS.
Mentions are he, they, she, hey, they.
Nick Merckx responds to Ava Chris by saying, you should be ashamed of yourself, leaving behind your wife and child to play pretend. One day you'll wake up and realize what you've done. And this tweet from Nick Merckx did not go unanswered, as Ava Chris Tyson responded, as well as Mr. Beast, and even an ex-friend and employee of Mr. Beast, Jake the Viking. It's a lot to get into, so I will cover it all in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe to this channel with notifications on. In the meantime, let me know in the comment section below what you think of this whole Dr. Disrespect situation. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.